The toy store smelled faintly of bubblegum and new plastic, an innocent scent, one that usually meant birthdays, holidays, and happy children. But for Sarah, every step inside the store felt heavier than the last. She held her daughter Lily's tiny hand as they walked past bright shelves filled with things she knew she couldn't afford. Lily was turning 7 tomorrow. A birthday that should have been full of joy, giggles, and gifts. Instead, Sarah had spent the past week calculating bills, rent, groceries, and the little money left for something special. There was barely anything left. Yet Lily had one simple wish. A Barbie doll, not even the expensive one. Just any Barbie. "Mommy, can we just look?" Lily asked with her big innocent eyes. She didn't tug or whine. She never did. She just looked hopeful, as though looking alone was enough to make her happy. "Of course, sweetheart," Sarah whispered, masking her worry with a smile. They walked toward the aisle lined with colorful boxes, Barbies with shimmering dresses, Barbie doctors, Barbie astronauts. Lily stopped in front of a simple Barbie wearing a pink dress. Her small fingers brushed gently across the plastic window of the box. "This one is my favorite," she said softly. Sarah reached into her purse, pretending she needed to check something. In truth, she was staring at her wallet, to be precise, at the $9 inside it. The doll cost $24.99. Her heart sank. She glanced at Lily, who was admiring the doll with the kind of quiet admiration only a child could have. No demands, no complaints, just a tiny hope. Sarah knelt down beside her, brushing her fingers through Lily's soft hair. "Sweetheart," she began, her voice trembling even though she tried her hardest to steady it. I can't afford a Barbie for your birthday." Lily blinked. For a moment, her little face fell, her lip quivered. But she forced a smile so quickly it broke Sarah's heart even more. "It's okay, Mommy," Lily said bravely. "I didn't really want it. I just like looking." Sarah's chest tightened. Every part of her wanted to cry, but she couldn't. Not in front of her daughter. She hugged Lily tightly, feeling the warmth of her tiny body, the softness of her hair, the silent courage she shouldn't need at such a young age. What Sarah didn't know was that someone else had heard her whisper. A man standing at the end of the aisle had stopped mid-step. He froze for a moment, a Barbie box already in his hand, except he wasn't looking at it anymore. He was listening. His name was Daniel Carter, CEO of one of the biggest toy companies in the state. He wasn't dressed like a CEO today, no suit, no tie. Just jeans and a navy jacket. He liked to visit stores anonymously, to see how real customers felt about his products. But today, something else had captured his attention entirely. That whisper, "I can't afford a Barbie for your birthday." Those words punched him in the chest harder than any business loss ever had. Daniel watched as the mother hugged her daughter, both pretending everything was fine. But he could see the truth. He had grown up with a single mother too, one who worked 3 jobs and still couldn't afford the toys he wanted. He knew what it felt like to pretend things didn't matter because you didn't want to make your mother feel guilty. He looked down at the Barbie in his hand. Then he looked back at the little girl. He made a decision instantly. Sarah led Lily toward the checkout area with nothing in their hands. They were leaving empty-handed, just like so many times before. Daniel followed them quietly, keeping a respectful distance. His footsteps were slow and thoughtful, his mind spinning not with business strategies but with memories of his own childhood. At the checkout counter, Sarah smiled politely at the cashier, trying to appear cheerful. Lily leaned against her leg, still pretending she was happy just to look at the dolls. And that's when Daniel stepped forward. "Excuse me," he said gently. Sarah turned, startled. She didn't recognize the man at all. Daniel held out the Barbie doll Lily had admired. "You forgot this," he said with a warm smile. Sarah blinked in confusion. "Oh, we didn't. We're not buying." "I know," Daniel interrupted softly, his voice kind, not pitying. "And that's why I want to give it to her." Sarah's eyes widened. No, I couldn't possibly." "It's just a gift," he said. "From someone who understands more than you think." Lily's eyes sparkled with disbelief. "Mom, is that for me?" Sarah looked at the doll, then at Lily, then at the stranger. Her throat tightened with emotion, but she still hesitated. Daniel continued, Please, let me do this. Every child deserves a birthday gift. Lily's small hand reached toward the doll, unsure. Sarah finally nodded, and in that moment, something shifted. Not just for Lily, not just for Sarah, but for Daniel too, because he wasn't finished helping them yet. The store's air seemed to warm as Lily clutched the Barbie doll to her chest, as if it were the most precious thing in the world. Sarah's eyes shimmered with gratitude, but also with confusion. It wasn't the first time a stranger had helped them, though rare, but something about this man felt different. Polite, gentle, deeply observant. Thank you, Sarah whispered, still unsure. You really didn't have to. I wanted to, Daniel replied. His tone was simple, honest. Happy birthday, young lady. Lily beamed. Thank you, sir. She's so pretty. Seeing her reaction made Daniel's heart swell. Memories of his own 7th birthday flashed in his mind. His mother working late, returning home exhausted, but still bringing him a small toy car she'd saved for over a month to buy. The joy he felt then, it was the joy he saw on Lily's face now. He couldn't walk away, but he also didn't want to intrude. So, he stepped back, letting them leave first. Sarah led Lily toward the exit, holding her small hand more tightly than before. The automatic doors slid open, letting in a gust of late afternoon wind. Daniel followed slowly, not stalking, not interfering, just thinking. When he stepped outside, he saw mother and daughter standing by a worn-out old car with peeling paint. Sarah opened the passenger door for Lily, carefully helping her climb inside so the Barbie wouldn't get damaged. She was protective, over her daughter, over her emotions, and even over the tiny joys life rarely offered them. Daniel hesitated. Should he leave now? Was giving a doll enough? Or was fate nudging him towards something bigger? Just as he turned to walk away, he heard a sound. A coughing, sputtering noise. He turned back. Sarah had tried starting the car. Again, and again. The engine wheezed like an old man trying to breathe. Oh no, not now, Sarah muttered under her breath. Lily looked worriedly through the window. Mommy, is it broken again? Daniel paused, watching quietly from the side of the parking lot. Sarah tried one more time, biting her lip, praying the engine would catch. It didn't. She rested her forehead on the steering wheel. Lily leaned forward and hugged her from behind. No crying, just quiet worry. Daniel could feel something tightening inside him again. He walked toward them slowly. Excuse me, he said, stopping a respectful distance away. Car trouble. Sarah looked up, cheeks flushed, embarrassed to be seen struggling. It's okay, she said quickly. It does this sometimes. It'll start eventually. Daniel smiled gently. I'm pretty good with engines. May I take a look? She hesitated. Trusting strangers wasn't easy, especially as a mother. But the kindness in his eyes disarmed her. She nodded. Daniel rolled up his sleeves and opened the hood. The smell of burnt oil and old metal hit him immediately. He didn't need to be a mechanic to see the engine was practically begging for retirement. After a few minutes, he straightened. It's not going to start today, he said. There's a major issue with the alternator, and maybe more. Sarah sighed, rubbing her temples. I don't have money for repairs. Not right now. She didn't realize she had whispered the last part. But Daniel heard it. I know a repair shop nearby, he offered. I can call someone to come tow it and fix it. Her eyes widened. No, you've already done too much. I insist, he said softly. Please, let me help. Sarah swallowed, overwhelmed. But before she could reply, Lily leaned out the window and said, Mom, he's nice. Like a superhero. Daniel chuckled. I'm not a superhero, sweetheart. Just a guy who likes helping when he can. He made a quick call, and within 10 minutes, a tow truck arrived. The driver greeted him respectfully, even addressing him by name. That caught Sarah off guard. She noticed. Do you work at a car company or something? She asked. Daniel smiled. Not exactly. Within minutes, the car was loaded onto the truck. I'll cover the repairs, Daniel said. You don't need to worry. But why? Sarah finally asked, her voice cracking. You don't even know us. Daniel paused. Because, he said gently, years ago, my mother stood in this exact position, struggling, trying to stay strong, pretending everything was okay. Someone helped us when we needed it. And now, it's my turn. Sarah stared at him, speechless. Her eyes softened. Not with pity, but with understanding. "Thank you," she whispered, voice trembling. Lily hugged the Barbie tighter and smiled up at him. "You're the nicest person ever." Daniel knelt beside her. "I'm glad you like your birthday gift," he said. "But I think your mom deserves something too." He stood up, reached into his jacket, and pulled out a business card. "If you ever need anything," he said, handing it to Sarah, "call me." She nodded, though she looked confused. People who handed out cards usually weren't ordinary strangers. But she couldn't read the small print at that moment. Because the tow truck drove off. And with it, the last working thing she owned. Yet something told her, this man wasn't going to disappear from their lives.